10 months from now, a Premier League team will be champions and three teams will be relegated, and these predictions will probably look terrible. But today I'm going to do my 26-27 predictions. 20th, Hull City. I just don't think their style of play is going to work in the Prem. Obviously, statistically, last season they should have been relegated from the Championship, but yet they have somehow managed to get their way to promotion. They've signed Zolakis from Olympiacos on a club record free, a goalkeeper. Morita, they've got a free from where he was previously at Sporting. Matt Target, Jack Butland, and obviously Leon Bailey, Noble Mendy look like he's in the work, but I just don't think Hull will stay up. They definitely have the weakest squad of the Champions League sides, and I just don't see them staying up. Which is also in 19th is going to be Ipswich Town. Same thing again, I just don't think their squad is good enough. Obviously, out of the promoted sides, they are the most experienced recently, only have been in the Prem 2 seasons ago. And have made some signings like Florentino Luis on loan from Burnley. Sasa Lukic has just signed. Emerson from Toulouse is an unknown prodigy. Abel Fatawu has obviously played in the Prem. He'll be a good signing, good on the counter-attack. Dyson Mayenda as well from Celtic. He'll be great on the counter-attack. Issa Diop had a good World Cup. And they signed a goalkeeper. But obviously, we don't know how he's going to be yet. I think they'll go down. Obviously, they lost Kieran McKenna as well. I just don't have much hope in Ipswich staying up, which is why I've got him down. Also going down, Fulham. Now, it was between Fulham and Coventry, but I just quite like what Coventry are doing. We'll get into them in a minute. Fulham, on the other hand, signed Gonzalo Garcia, who had a good Club World Cup, but I just don't know if that will translate to the Prem. And they also signed Cesar Palacios, but they have also lost their manager. They've lost Raul Jimenez. They've lost Harry Wilson. I just don't see where the goals are going to come from in this team, which is why I've got them to be relegated. And I also think Arbeloa, unproven manager, obviously was at Real Madrid for 6 months, but I just think he's unproven, and that's why I've got him to go down, which means 17th. Coventry, I think they will just stay up. Obviously, Frank Lampard has managed for many years in the Premier League with Everton, with Chelsea, so I think he can give them a good chance of staying up. I think they're signing as well. Obviously, they've just got their goalkeeper back, Carl Rushworth, on a club record fee. They've signed Caleb Wayenki, I think it is, something like that, who looks like he could be good from Nordirland. Amenda from Frankfurt, 17 mil, 6'4". He's going to be very good from corners, which is kind of what you need as a promoted side, anywhere to find the goals. Tuna with 20 mil. It's a questionable signing because he wasn't exactly like the Premier League on fire for Burnley last year. And Onyeka signed on a permanent. I think that's a good signing. He's a gritty player. He'll perform when you need. I think Onyeka's a good signing. Obviously, they're linked to signing back Gustavo Hammer from Sheffield United, and McCullum Madrid could be on loan in the short future. That's why I'm going to put in 17th. Now, 16th, Newcastle. I mean, I just don't like what they're doing. Obviously, they've lost Howe. They've lost Tonali, they've lost Guimaraes, they've lost Gordon. They're losing Joe Linton, it looks like, and they've signed, Bamba, Torre, Steer. I mean, they've just signed young players who, do we think, it's the Premier League? Do we think they're going to perform their first season? I don't think so. I think Newcastle will be in a worried position, and I think that will cause them to be close to the drop, but I'm going to have them in 16th. 15th now, I'm going to go for the other side. I'm going to go Sunderland. Now, they haven't made any signings, really. I think the only one I can really think of is Thomas Meunier, who signed on a free. But yeah, that's literally it. I'm not really impressed by their business. And I think now that they have the Battle Europa League with it as well, I think that is going to be a huge problem, which is why I'm going to have them in 15th. 14th now, we're going to go Brentford. I don't think Igor Thiago is going to have the same performance as last season. Obviously, they signed Sengai from Lens. Callum Wilson's come in. Jane Ante's come in. But I just don't like... I just don't... I don't think they've recruited in the right places. And I think that will cause them to be, just fall off from last season. But, it won't be too drastic. In 13th now, I'm going to put Everton. I don't see Moyes staying there for that much longer, to be honest. I think they could have got Europe last season. I think if you got managers like Eddie Howe on the market, you back Eddie Howe to stay in the league with Everton, and I think Eddie Howe would be a great manager for Everton, and I think he played better football than what Everton are currently playing. Also, Everton need a right back. I mean, even the English Prime Minister has said Everton need a right back. They signed Christian Norgard. They signed Hayden Hackney, who was a great player in the Championship, and they've got, some of their loan players back, Mullen Rowe, Tyreek George. But I just don't see it for Everton, and that's why I'm going to put them there. In 12th now, Brighton. Brighton have had a very good transfer window so far. Vuskovic coming in was, probably the biggest signing they've done so far. Pascal Strickles coming into a new centre-back partnership, it seems. But the problem is, I just don't see where the goals are going to be coming from after you lose Welbeck. Welbeck, 13 goals last season, but they were vital goals, either equalisers or they were, winners of games, and I just don't see where the goals are going to be coming from, so I think Brighton will struggle. Also, Conference League, they should win it with the squad they have, but I think 12th is a good place for them. 11th now, Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth, actually no, you know what, I think Palace. New manager, they haven't really recruited anyone, especially when the back line, they've signed Oscar Menendez on a free, and it looks like they're about to sign Tommy Ass on a free, so 2 right backs. Bit questionable when you've already got, Daniel Munoz, and it's a new Lens manager, but I just think it's going to be a worrying season for Palace. Also, with Europe now, I think they'll have a better season than last year, but they'll still fall off. In 10th now, Forest. Oliver Glasner's coming. That's a massive signing manager for him. I think he can. I think he's one of the best managers in the league. I think he's clearly shown that. Obviously, Schlager's come in, Gustavo Sarr's come in, and then now they're linked to Reinders and Ousmane Diamonde from Sporting, although it looks like that could be off now. But I just think Forest will have a great season. No Europe this season either. I think they'll have a great success. Next up, Bournemouth. New manager, Marco Rose, proven in Bundesliga. I think he'll be good at maintaining having Europe and the league. Obviously signed Antonio Silva, signed Sanchez from Seville, who's a good right back. I think they signed another centre back. I could be wrong. They signed the striker from, was it Celta, I think? Let me quickly get this up. Elche, sorry. So yeah, Alvaro Rodriguez. But obviously they could look like we get more. Krupi's obviously injured at the start of the season, so it looks like he'll be staying. Alex Scott, I don't see him leaving unless Enzo Fernandez was to leave Chelsea. That's why I've got Bournemouth in that position. So just to quickly recap, bottom 3 teams, Hull, Ipswich, Thingy, 17th Coventry, 16th Newcastle, 15th Sunderland, 14th Brighton, 13th Everton, 12th Brighton, 11th Palace, 10th Forest, 9th Bournemouth, 8th Leeds. I'm loving Leeds' business. I think that they can have a massive season. Daniel Farke proving last season that he can do it in the Prem if given the right squad. Obviously, they just signed James Trafford. They signed Tariq Maharamovic. I don't know how to say his name, but he looks good from Sassuolo, 37 mil. Harry Wilson's on a free. Obviously, they've lost Carl Darlow, but they have Lucas Perry. Whether they'll keep him, we don't know yet. There looks like they could also sign Igor Paxal, which is a left winger. Julian Brandt, I think, has gone to Ajax now, so they obviously won't be getting him in. But I think Leeds can properly compete for Europe this season. Obviously, no European football during the season. I like their chances. I think they'll finish 8th. 7th now, I'm going to go with Tottenham. Obviously, no Europe. Made about £260 million in signings. 100 for Tonali, 80 for Fernandes, 60 for Van Heck, and then the free signings of Senesi and Dubravka and Andy Robertson. I don't think they'll be as successful as many people might think, but I think 7th is a good place to be, especially after finishing 17th 2 seasons in a row. 6th, Villa. Champions League football again. Obviously, they've signed João Gomez and Johan Manzambi and Garnacho. But you lose Rodgers, who's such a vital part of that team. You lose Tielemans, who's so creative. He can really get a goal from anywhere. I think they finished 6th. In 5th now, Liverpool. I mean, if Liverpool can get Barcola and Mbaye, then maybe they can get top 4. Obviously, Iriola's come in, great manager. I think it was really between them and Chelsea. But I like Chelsea's business a bit more. I think they've been more, they've definitely been more there in the transfer market, signing so many players. Players to be starters, experienced veterans, like Welbeck and Henderson. Obviously, they signed Morgan and Rodgers for 117 mil, where Liverpool haven't really done much. They've signed Victor Munoz. They're looking into Barcola, as we just said, and Mbaye. They've got Jacket coming in, but I just think Liverpool will be 5th. So that was Chelsea 4th, as I just said, great signings all over. 3rd, Man City. I just don't think Boadi will be able to fill the hole that Rodri will leave first season, especially when Rodri goes to Barcelona. Obviously, Anderson's a great signing. So I don't think they've done anything else. I mean, it looks like Savinho will be out the door. They might sign Enzo Fernandez. We don't know this yet. But yeah, they've let Ake go. Akanji's gone. I don't really see the depth in their defence. I think if Mateus Nunes gets injured, then there isn't exactly anything there. Obviously, they signed Jerry Monga. Rooley, the 34-year-old goalkeeper, looks like he could be on his way. But yeah, Rodri, Stones has left. Ake looks like he's going. Ake's gone to Fenerbahce. Akanji permanent to Inter. Don't see it. Which is then top 2. Manchester United. Now, Man U, it's a very interesting season for them, obviously back in the Champions League. And they've done what they usually do, of spending so much money to get back in the Champions League. But when they're there, they just haven't spent. They've got Andrew Santos, Yuri Tielemans, Carl Darlow. Obviously they're linked to a new left back, which will be Lewis Hall, Skelly, Anthony Robertson. Obviously they're still linked to another midfielder, which could be Manu Kone, who had a good World Cup, Chumeni. Obviously they've lost big names like Casemiro. Now Casemiro, if you told me at the start of the season, whether he should go, yeah. But his second half, especially under Carrick, so many vital goals. And I just think I don't know whether they have. Well, I don't think they're doing the signings enough to do this. But obviously Rashford, it looks like he will be staying. I think they'll finish 2nd. Winners Arsenal. You got Bruno Guimaraes coming through the door. Zolis has come through the door. Already got 3 goal contributions in pre-season, 2 in his last 2 games. Obviously, it looks like another big left winger will come through the door. Whether as we now know, it's definitely not Vinny due to the contract extension. But whether it's going to be Julian Alvarez or Iliman Ndiaye. Obviously, we've seen linked to Romero. Doesn't look like that will happen. I doubt because they'll sell. Ezri Konsa. Looks like he could come through the door. It just depends on if Arsenal are willing to... if they can meet a deal, because Villa wants 60. Arsenal will spend 40. Hincapié on a permanent. Meslier is coming on a free. Probably to be the backup. But I think they can do it again. I think obviously they'll be competing on all fronts. If they can just get that bigger left winger, I think they can easily walk the league. But anyway, that's the video. Please let me know, guys, your opinions down below. And I'll see you guys next time.